The room went silent. Cameras froze. And in that fragile pause, Dylan Wang said something no one expected. What followed wasn't a press stunt. It was a confession that shattered years of rumors and sent an entire fandom into emotional chaos. For years, Dylan Wang and Bai Lu have lived inside the same sentence in the minds of fans. Not officially, not openly, but always inevitably. From their first on-screen collaboration, something felt different. Not loud, not forced, just quiet, magnetic, and impossible to ignore. Every shared interview carried an unusual warmth. Every behind-the-scenes clip showed a comfort that couldn't be rehearsed. Fans noticed the way Dylan's gaze softened when Bai Lu spoke. They noticed how Bai Lu unconsciously mirrored his movements. Yet nothing was ever confirmed. The industry remained silent, and the rumors stayed where rumors usually live, between hope and doubt. Until that night, a high-profile event, major media outlets, hundreds of fans in attendance, and two stars walking onto the same stage, side by side. From the very first step, the energy was different. They weren't performing. They weren't hiding. They looked calm, almost resolved. And that was when fans began to sense it. Something was about to change. The interview started casually. Light laughter, safe questions. But then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The host gently shifted the tone. They asked about trust, about support, about the person who matters most when the cameras turn off. Usually, celebrities dodge questions like these. They joke, they redirect, they protect their image. Dylan Wang didn't. He paused, not for effect, but as if choosing honesty over safety. Then he spoke. He described someone who had been there long before the spotlight felt heavy. Someone who understood him beyond fame. Someone who made him feel grounded when the world demanded perfection. And then he said her name, Bai Lu. The audience froze. No screams, no gasps, just shock. Because this wasn't vague. This wasn't ambiguous. This was personal. And all eyes turned to Bai Lu. Bai Lu didn't answer immediately. And in that silence, the entire room leaned forward. She smiled. Not the polished smile of an actress facing cameras, but a fragile one, touched with nerves and emotion. Her eyes briefly dropped to the floor, as if grounding herself before lifting again. When she finally spoke, her voice carried a softness that cut through the noise like glass. She talked about timing, about fate arriving quietly, without announcement, about meeting someone who didn't see her as a role, a brand, or a headline, but as a person who could be tired, unsure, and vulnerable. Her words weren't dramatic. They were honest. And honesty, in an industry built on control, felt revolutionary. The audience reacted instantly. Applause thundered through the venue. Some fans openly cried. Others covered their mouths in disbelief, realizing they weren't watching a performance, but a moment of truth unfolding in real time. Then came what was supposed to be a light-hearted segment, a simple onstage game, a harmless question. They were asked to choose the one person they trusted the most, the one they would protect without hesitation. There was no pause, no playful confusion, no acting. Dylan chose Bai Lu. Bai Lu chose Dylan. The symmetry of it sent another wave of emotion through the crowd. When pressed for an explanation, Dylan's answer was quiet but devastatingly sincere. I feel calm when I'm with her. Not excited, not inspired. Calm. Bai Lu followed with her own truth. She spoke of difficult nights, of pressure, of moments when the world felt heavy, and how Dylan had been there, steady, present, and real. That was when it became impossible to deny. This wasn't coincidence. This was connection. The moment the cameras cut away, the internet ignited. Within minutes, their names surged to the top of global trending charts. Fan communities exploded with emotion. Clips from past interviews resurfaced, now rewatched with trembling hands and racing hearts. Every smile suddenly had meaning. Every shared glance felt intentional. Moments once dismissed as fan imagination were now reframed as quiet proof. But the night still held one final turning point. As the event neared its end, the host offered them a chance to address the fans directly. A standard closing, a safe goodbye. Dylan took the microphone, and chose honesty instead. He said he was tired of hiding something simple, tired of letting fears speak louder than truth. He clarified that his feelings were not tied to work, promotions, or future projects. Then he said it plainly. He liked Bai Lu, not because of a role, not because of chemistry, but because of who she is when the cameras disappear. He turned toward her, his expression unguarded. He thanked her, not as a co-star, but as someone who had shared real moments with him. The room barely breathed. Bai Lu met his gaze. There was no hesitation now, only certainty. Her reply was soft, almost fragile, but powerful enough to shake the room. I do too. The explosion of sound that followed was deafening. Screams, tears, applause that refused to end. It was no longer an interview. It was a shared memory. They never said the word relationship. They never issued a formal declaration. They didn't need to, because when they left the stage together, hands entwined, shoulders brushing, steps perfectly in sync, the truth was unmistakable. This was no longer about speculation. This was about choice. Some will question their intentions. Some will doubt the timing. But what unfolded that night wasn't strategy. It was courage, the courage to stop hiding something real. For years, fans waited, analyzed, hoped, and now they weren't just witnessing confirmation. They were witnessing vulnerability. Whatever comes next, labels, silence, or something more, belongs to them. And for the first time, it feels like they're ready to face it openly. So the real question now isn't whether the feelings exist. It's whether the world will allow them the space to let this story breathe. Because some moments don't need explanations. They only need to be felt.